Aha! Yes, it is the brand new year. And the podcast is back. Today's guest is an all-time friend. Let's go! Man, I haven't done the podcast in a while. I kind of feel kind of rusty. Shu Faye, how you been?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, man. It's like 2023. Before you know it, it's like, whoa, 2022 is gone. New Year resolutions, this and that. So what is your New Year's resolution, Shu Faye?
Well, I told
It doesn't matter what your New Year resolution is. You're breaking in 7 days. I'm kidding. Sorry, you were saying?
nothing. I don't want to say anymore. What about your resolutions? What do you have?
I'm not going to walk into that trap. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a guest, and I think I've been trying to get her. I wanted to get her on the show for quite a long time already, and I see her doing like such huge things. Now, disclaimer, yes, I don't know her that well, but the thing is, I know about her since like I was in like high school. Don't call me a stalker.
You high school?
Yeah.
High school?
Yeah,
You?
Okay, lah.
Are you sure?
Form 5 lah. Form 5 lah. Come on lah. Cut me some slack lah. I'm not that old lah. Okay? I mean like, okay, maybe like after Form 5, and then the internet became a thing, and then I went to college, and then like I have Mamak with my group of friends, and then everybody would, hey, you got see this blog and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The guys were checking this girl out lah, and then we all be like, oh, And ladies and gentlemen, she's here right now. She's gone through a lot of transitions in throughout her entire career. And the reason why I want her on the show is because all these transitions, right, it's all self-made. Ladies and gentlemen, we have on the show Ms. Jane Chuck.
Hello. Hi, guys. It's a pleasure
Yes,
to be here.
I get quite scared every time I want to ask her on the show because like one, she dresses
Why?
cool, so she's like a fashion icon. Been on a lot of magazine covers. All right, international press. Local press, you name it, she's been there. Chita Bella, that Bella, whatever Bella. or whatever, yeah. And, she has like a whole group of friends that she really dresses really cool. And a lot of people tend to reference, I want to be like the cool gang and stuff like that. And every time when I see her pictures.
We're not very cool, Nila, actually.
No, I mean her in person. I remember the first time I met her in person, I was like, she's damn fierce looking.
Really,
Yeah.
meh? I never thought
No,
of it.
I have like this really resting bitch face.
Is it? Okay, I didn't want to say,
I don't
she
know.
has got a resting. Okay,
Yeah.
I would say a RBCF.
But actually, I'm like just introvert.
Yeah.
I think the first time I met you, probably like
I can't
long
remember.
time ago.
I can't remember when I.
Was it the Guillaume thing?
Oh yes.
Oh my god, I want
Oh.
to burn that thing, man.
Yeah.
I remember that video.
Yeah, I think
I
that
was
was the
so
first.
young.
Yeah, that's the first time I reached out. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
I want to do a video. Do you think you would be part of it?
Yeah.
I think, and because you at that point in time you were a part of the blogging community.
I think that time was like during Instagram.
Yeah.
Just started.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then we had some mutual friends, and then we just got in touch with each other.
Yeah.
And then I reached out to her because I said, hey, I have this idea to do a video about the different type of camera, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Something
called,
like that.
Yeah, it's called Camera Fails, and there was this really, really popular song. At one point in time, it's called Guillaume. It's like
please
that
don't
Guillaume.
Yeah, but she did a video on her own, right? I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
and
we
then it
did
went
one.
viral.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
remember.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Then we got her on the film for that, and then the rest is history. And for me, it's more of like the girl that I always stalk on blogs, and my friends all talk about. I have her in my video, and that's how we met. And
Yeah.
yeah. But actually, right, how long have you been doing this? Now that you kind of rewind back.
Actually, I started back when I was 14.
Yeah.
So there was like oh my god, I'm 31 now. So it's like how my math is not mathing.
Okay. Let's
30.
see,
So
almost
17,
16 years.
16 years.
Oh my God, 16 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So back then it's just blogging, like, cause last time, we don't really have Instagram.
Yeah.
We don't have probably have is Facebook already there?
No, I think we have Friendster.
You have Friendster.
Yeah, so it was MySpace first. Then MySpace obviously was not really cool.
I
among
was
the-
on MySpace.
Really?
You know
Did-
where you can do like the music thing.
Yeah, you put a
can-
music song as your
Ah, yeah,
profile,
yeah,
Yeah.
and suddenly you're cool.
Like 10 friends in front of like his friend list.
Yeah,
Something like that.
And then you maybe you put a Simple Plan song, and everybody like, oh, whoa,
Yeah.
Simple Plan. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then Friendster came, and then the in thing was everybody could leave a testimonial on your wall.
Dude, it's not
Yes.
just that. It's like, you know, you can
There's
feature
a
6
bulletin one,
friends.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then you can feature like who's your best friend or top friend over there.
Oh yeah,
You remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been through like all of that.
yeah. Okay, so before we actually get to where you are today, so rewind back to the first day where you started a blog. Why did you actually start a blog? Is it because like you saw people doing it, or was it a trend?
It kind of was.
Mhm.
I think, to be honest, I don't remember why. Probably like just treating it as a diary. I kind of like just rant about everything.
Yeah,
Talk about like boyfriends.
yeah.
I remember what she
Yeah.
wrote about.
Oh,
Yeah,
Random,
'cause,
very random stuff. It's just like school stuff. You know, when you're 14, you just talk about
Yeah.
boys.
it's just
Talk about, like-
it's a funny thing. There's a different way how girls and guys read your blog. So girls will read your blog in detail because they want to know about your life.
Yeah.
Guys will look at the pictures first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
true.
like, you know, back then blogging is like really, you don't have apps to edit all these
Yeah,
photos.
yeah.
You really have to like take photo and upload it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember like, did I shoot it with like a phone or something?
I think it's camera.
No.
You know
Camera
those,
already,
like,
meh?
like
yeah,
no front camera one, so you have
Yeah,
to
yeah, you
turn
have
the
to,
camera around
like the
that.
Nokia.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely.
Uh-huh.
I know. Last time it's definitely not phone camera lah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either a Sony Cybershot. Oh my god, it sounds so old.
Yeah.
Hey, it's coming back though.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. And, or like I'm not sure whether Canon was an in thing back then. Like
Yeah.
those little small.
Yeah, those digital
Yeah, the
ones.
digital one you have to like
Yeah.
kind of like eyeball.
Sometimes there's no way to flip the screen over to see whether you're taking. You
Yeah.
have to take, then look, then take, then look, then
Yep,
take, then
yep.
look. So yeah, so you wrote about a lot of stuff, and then I think
Mhm.
like, did you know? Okay, so at one point in your most peak moment when you started your blog, I think was it called chucke.blogs? What was the name? Oh, sorry, www.janechucke.com. Was it
Oh,
It was
Shake.
.blogspot.com? Was it
chuckebaby.com.
chuckebaby.com?
I think so. I forgot.
you
But like that was, I think the peak is probably like when I was 17.
17.
17, that where I really like take blogging seriously. When I get like my first editorial
Oh.
blogging, I actually like, oh, okay, blogging can make money. I never thought of it.
And okay, at that time, like what were your viewerships like averaging? Did you know?
It was quite a lot.
Mhm.
At one point, I think there's like 50,000
Oh,
visitors.
per day?
Yeah, when I have like a new entry.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
that was quite a
insane.
lot.
Oh wow. Then I think like you were doing it for a while, and then like you were mentioning that blogging can make money. And how
Yeah.
long were you? Was that like something that I'm gonna do this forever?
It wasn't like an instant thing. Like, so I was just doing what I do. You know, I start sharing more stuff since
Mhm.
I kind of know what people like to read already. Mostly like, you know, outings and just like makeup.
Yeah, I remember. Like when
You
she
can
go and
ask
buy, yeah, like you know when she buys stuff, then she'll like take like, oh, I bought this today. Then
Yeah.
she'll put like all the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
lot.
and then we have to
Yeah.
write stuff. Oh my god, that was the worst.
But
Yeah.
actually, last time blogging, did it pay well or not?
Not bad,
Not bad. Ah.
not bad.
Oh.
But I mean, for me, like back then when I was 17, my first job was like, I remember 350 ringgit.
Okay, 350 back then
It's
is actually a
a
lot
lot.
of money.
Yeah, a
lah.
lot. Mm.
It's a lot.
Yeah, 350 bucks for me, right, is 1 month's allowance from my mom when I was in college, man, and I can do so much. I bet you Shu Faye is looking at me like 350 you need.
No, because like to be honest, 350 is a lot. Then I told my mom. My mom was like, "Is it real? Is it like you don't get like scam or something?"
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember because like both of us were kind of like under like the same network, the blogging network,
Yeah.
which we will not name, but I think that was your peak was when you were 17 years old,
Mm.
and then after that you basically moved on to you moved on to Facebook first or Instagram first?
Facebook first. Actually, Facebook not really. We don't really do anything. In
Yeah,
Facebook. We
it's
just
just
connect
there.
with friends.
Yeah.
And after that, straight away got Instagram already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at that point in time when you were having so many people read your blog, right? Did you
Mhm.
did you find it like a really okay? Because I remember I read some of your blog posts. You wrote about really really personal stuff.
yeah.
Right, with your relationships or your
Yeah.
outings with friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you think that at one point maybe you were a little bit sharing a bit too much until people were really dwelling into your personal life without you realizing it?
Actually, I didn't really care though.
Okay.
Like, I mean, back then there's definitely haters and stuff, comments, and then you just want to like write back to them. Then you're like, okay, no point now. At least I don't know who are these people also. But at one point, I actually, to be honest, I didn't share as much as my other friend do.
Yeah.
I'm not like really a relationship person, so I don't really write a lot about my relationship. Mostly like, just outings, where I go, what I buy. Not so much of like personal stuff. Some maybe. But I do write about like personal feelings towards like friendship or relationship, but not about our stuff. It's just like my in general opinion of friendship.
Right.
So yeah, I think that one's still okay. I still get like some, different opinions, which is also good. So when I read, I actually archive most of my things already. I'm like, what the hell am I writing? I'm like, wow, this grammar like that also can. It's like, oh, okay. Then I was thinking like, wow, last time really people read this kind of blog. I was like thinking, wow, I was the shit. I was like, what is this? So I'm like, thank God I was like the back then kind of thing. So I think now it's even harder.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I think now that we kind of know sort of like your base when you started blogging, then you transitioned to Instagram and you did everything. I think your career has always revolved around social media.
Yes.
And and okay, so like for some people, they kind of it's either they caught the blog wave and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
They catch the Facebook wave and then they stopped.
No, remember there was one point of time. There's something called dairy or something.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
The
it's a smaller version of a blog,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it did not happen also.
Yeah. It was like trending for a while and then it just died down.
Yeah, I kind of know that there was this company that I think it's a Malaysian local company that created that dairy app, which was a great concept.
Oh, okay.
Instead of, because people, so it's the same thing as YouTube lah. Last time people like to watch long video, but these days, right, on TikTok, the attention span is so much shorter. So people are like, oh, do shorter content. So I think dairy was trying to like capture that concept for blogging. So, all right, people don't have time to read like a 2 paragraphs.
No, I think it's
3 paragraphs.
because our phone also advanced really.
Yeah.
Everyone just use their phone.
Correct.
Yeah.
And back then blogging, you use your laptop, use your computer.
Oh,
You have to
that's
like, slowly sync all your thing. You have to slowly edit your photo with Photoshop.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't have
And you have to
apps.
know a little bit of coding.
Yeah.
You kind of need to know coding.
Like if you want
Yeah.
to change the layout and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Even Friendster though.
Oh
If
Yeah.
you want
yeah.
to make your layout nice, you have to learn coding a bit.
I know.
Yeah.
I remember I tried blogging once. I give up after the first night. I was like, "What the hell is this, man? How do people like freaking find the time to do this?"
Yeah.
And there's this one part in blogging where you have a chat box on the side
Oh
of your blog.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like the in thing because
Yeah.
if your blog was high traffic, right?
The
then
people start
yeah,
spamming stuff.
there is like a little community on its own. The people will argue there. People would
I
sell.
don't think I have that though.
Yeah.
Mine is just comments.
I think back then it was this guy named Kenny Sia who had that. I used to go to his blog to read stuff because he's actually quite funny. And then the comment section there, we're always like commenting and hoping that Kenny Sia replies one of the comments.
Oh.
Yeah, because
okay.
when he replies, people are like, oh my god, he replied my comment. That time there's no such thing as screenshot.
Yeah.
It's just that. And then that kind of phased out, I remember, because the next thing we know, I think YouTube came in first. YouTube was huge. And then I remember when I started YouTube, there was a talk within the blogging community. Well, not you. I know it's not you, but the blogging industry were like saying, who are these YouTubers coming in thinking like, they know this. We are the ones who've been here. And a lot of them were condemning the same way how people were condemning Instagrammers when they started coming up, influencers, and the same way how all these people are condemning TikTok. So you have gone through all those stages.
So I'm not proud of any of these. Just I do everything already.
Yeah, because like I was mentioning just now, some of them they peaked at their blogging career and they stopped.
Yeah.
And then after
And then now they're doing like other things, right?
Yeah,
like
like
you don't
nothing-
see them anymore. Some of them.
nothing
also.
related. I met some of them who were huge before. They're doing day jobs now. And then you have some people who caught the YouTube wave and then like they were at their peak, really popular. And then they don't do it anymore. And then you have people who are Instagram influencers. Yes, they do it for a couple of years. The good ones obviously will do it forever. But the ones who do not sustain for a long period of time kind of just stops and then goes back to their day jobs. I've known of some as well. And of course there's TikTok and whatever is to come. But for some reason, you have managed to basically jump on every single platform and sustained yourself for the past 16 years. How do you do it?
I think for me it's very different because maybe some people blog for, they want views, they want like all these things. So usually what I do is I just do whatever that I like.
Oh.
So I don't care if there's anyone read it or if anyone like this. I just do it for myself. So maybe I don't get so demotivated to do this because I've always been doing this just for my own, curiosity. I just want to do something creative, even if nobody follows me or nobody, it wasn't my goal to be like anyone.
Yeah.
So I just want to try different things. That's why I have so many platforms.
Do you?
Yeah.
So
At one point, I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do already. Very tired.
yeah, I remember once we talked very briefly that
Yeah.
you wanted to do YouTube, but then
Yeah.
after that you went off to do Instagram.
Yeah.
And then you were doing Instagram, but then again, I saw you evolved from just doing a lot of fashion engagements and
Yeah.
kind of like doing fashion shows and with a lot of the top brands in Malaysia and in front of magazines. You started creating very high quality commercial films to basically collaborate with brands, and then that led to you creating your own brand, which is Motherchuckers.
Chucks and Motherchuckers.
Yeah, Chucks and Motherchuckers.
Yeah.
So what was the rationale behind that brand? What made you want to start that? Because a lot of people
Yeah.
were starting a brand,
Yeah.
but you made it, and I mean we'll get into more detail because I just saw it grow and grow and grow and grow, and it became some sort of like a cult following. So what's the thought process behind that?
Okay, so like what you said, I work with a lot of brands.
Yeah.
And then usually when it comes to, I love creative stuff.
Yeah.
And when it comes to brands, right, there's always a guideline to do things. I understand that because it's a brand guide,
Yeah.
But for me, sometimes I feel like there's a lot of ideas, especially when it comes to skincare. I have a lot of ideas for skincare. And it's not always like, it's very hard to propose my idea to skincare brands because definitely they have to follow like, regional or international brand guide or guidelines to do things.
Yeah.
Then at one point I was traveling a lot, and then I like using face masks.
Yep.
So I was like posting just random, like just say, oh, I always come back from Korea and then I buy this shit mask thing. Then people start buying these shit masks. I'm like, okay, this brand don't even pay me.
Like whatever.
So I'm like, I better monetize this.
It's like whatever she says, I buy.
No, but it's a good brand.
Yeah.
So I was like thinking, okay, maybe I can do something like that. Maybe I can start skincare.
Right.
I always like skincare. I always share about it.
Yeah, her skin has been flawless since high school.
There's a lot of like hard work. Okay, so I was like, yeah, you always have to take care of skin. So so I was thinking like, okay, I wanted to start a skincare brand, but obviously I'm not from any of this background besides, marketing and advertising stuff.
Yep.
So I work with my product manager. So I found her through a brand trip for another brand.
Oh.
So I met her there, and then she is a Korean, but she grew up in Malaysia kinda.
Right,
so she
right,
studied
right,
here.
right.
She kinda know like so she feels like really like home like that.
Okay.
But then she know people lah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how we started this brand.
So like, okay, you made your own face mask. I remember that because when me and my wife were in the room, saying, "Wow, Jane release her own face mask," and then
Yeah.
shortly after, her mask sold out. Like, huh, so fast!
Yeah. I remember that face.
So but I mean like the main thing of me having this brand is not just just wanna like sell skincare. I also want it to be like a creative hub, which is why I work with a lot of creative people.
Yeah.
Which is also why we have like such a following lah.
Yeah.
As you can see, like Chucks, you don't feel like we only sell skincare.
Yeah.
We do a lot of things.
It's
Yeah.
it's like a community lah. I see
Yeah.
you. Okay, so for me, it's obviously I'm in the creative industry, so I reckon I take notice. People will
Yeah.
see a film that looks cool. I will
Yeah.
see a film like, who did this? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like,
But I won't take credit for everything. I still have a creative director who will help me on this. Like obviously, I have a lot of things to do.
right.
Then when I started, I don't have her in Mandy. I was like, okay, halfway through, right, I'm like, okay, shit, this is getting real, and then I need someone to kind of deal with this because me and Mandy we work very well together. So she shoots some of my campaigns.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's so good.
Yeah. So she was studying in Melbourne lah. Then she came back, and then she was like, oh, she's not sure if she want to go back to work or whatever. Then I was just telling her this idea and see how it goes. So and it went really well.
Yeah, you like, oh, should I go back to Australia and leave it back? Actually, you denied her the access. Stay in this country, young woman.
Oh no, but Mandy is really good.
Yeah,
I
she
just
is.
Really
remember the face cream. Is it the pink color one?
Yeah.
I remember she did like I don't know what is it? Is it AR or something?
So it's like a 3D thing. So
Yeah.
we engaged like different creative people to do that. Mainly, we also want like especially launch and all. We wanted something to make an impression lah.
Yep.
So it's been really hard for us because every time we did something, we're like, okay, shit, the next one has to be
Better.
You're
even
better.
better. Yeah.
So okay, you started off with a face mask. So okay, what is the process of like really launching your own brand? People just think that it's very simple, ni what, just find supplier, rebrand, and then just like sell.
Yeah.
So what was your R&D like? How long did it take?
Usually a product takes about 8 months to a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, from the start to the end product lah.
Right.
Yeah, R&D, because we have someone in Korea, so it's easier for us.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need to fly there and then come back, fly there and come back. She can just ship stuff over and then let us try, and then we just tell her to keep on shipping.
Right.
But during the pandemic, it was quite hard. Yeah, but
you started
not
in
bad lah. 2019.
2019. Oh
Yeah.
damn, 1 year
Oh,
just before
yeah.
the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay. But then like did you when you sold out, so when you sold out, right? And obviously you want to keep going.
Yeah.
What kept you going? Was it the sales and the money, or was it like shit, I can actually create a brand and sell
Yeah,
something?
actually when I first started, right, I didn't really like plan out the whole thing. I didn't really have my second product. I don't know what's my second product. I don't know how is it gonna be, because it's definitely a trial thing, and it's money. It's not easy. I need this hard money to like pump into your company.
Yep.
So the first product went really well, and then we were like, okay, shit, who's gonna pack everything? We're like, the first thing, okay, so because we are so into like creative and stuff, but our back end is not as strong, so we don't have like a whole team of ops to like pack all this. So it was 3 of us packing 500 orders
Oh wow.
to ship out in 2-3 days, because people always expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we didn't know that it will sell out so fast.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What was your highest number of sales at one point that like got you thinking like, oh shit, are we really doing this?
Actually, the first drop already like kind of like shocked me a bit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. I thought you had it all planned out. Like
No,
you-
I did not. I did not. Definitely did not.
because
Yeah.
like for us it's okay, obviously I don't use face masks, like
Yeah.
I see it from like the bird's eye point of view.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute face mask, and after you turn back, oh wow, suddenly
Yeah, full range of products now.
yeah, full range of
Yeah.
products. And then I think more recently, I think it started with last year, you had this pop-up store for Christmas in Pavilion.
Yes.
And
In Star Hill.
it's in Star Hill.
Yep.
And it again it's me and Michelle in the bedroom, going through Insta stories once all the kids are asleep. And then be like, oh wow, look at the long line lining up to buy Jane's stuff. How do
Yeah.
you create that hype? Because like so Michelle and myself have always looked at you and your team of creatives or friends, right? As people, these people are really hype. Not like hype as in I want to be hype, more like, oh, they're the trendsetters. And it's like sometimes I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes Michelle looks like, okay lah, I won't be able to pull off that kind of look. And then you have Brian,
It is fine.
Brian C, and
Yeah.
I say, hey, watch it, because Michelle
Different
always,
market lah.
Michelle tells me, it's like, hey
Yeah.
Jin, you should put a bit more effort in your dressing, because you are quite like people know you. It's better to dress nicely, and then you're sometimes in front of the camera. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, cool, no problem. It's like something. I kid you not. Sometimes I look at Brian. This is Brian.
He's something else ah.
Yeah, Brian C is
Not
actually
him lah,
Jane's
not
close friend. And I'm like, okay, maybe I could pull this off. I'm like, nah, I can't do it. But
Yeah.
okay, from that to running a pop-up campaign in Star Hill, and having a long line up for your products. How does that?
That was quite crazy though. Because I think that was when everything was open,
Yeah.
and it's kind of want to close kind of situation. When we have like this MCO thing, and
Yeah.
then don't know like MCO point how many already 4.0 I think.
Mm-hmm.
So we were planning this pop up for half a year at that time, and then we were like thinking, okay, shit, if MCO happened, then we were like, I don't know what to do.
Okay.
But it's our very first offline pop up that
Yep.
we do for Chucks. So we didn't really have much expectation, but we wanted it to be something really fun. Because I travel a lot, and Mandy also travel a lot. And then we follow like a lot of brands. We see a lot of cool pop-ups around the world. And then we wanted to do something like that. So we
Right.
didn't like, when it comes to pop-up, we want something to be more fun. We are kind of like a creative
Yeah.
base kind of. We come from a creative like industry, so we were thinking, okay, how to make it more fun instead of just pop up, come buy stuff. So the last, I think 2019, 2021, our first pop-up, we did like a Chucksmas
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be like a supermarket. So
Oh.
we did like very creative like boxes and packaging because it's during Christmas and we kind of know like people want to buy stuff for their friends.
Yeah.
I think it was like the packaging that makes it
Yeah.
happening lah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it was just the packaging.
Really?
It was just that the. It's like everyone was there. The nose of the nose of who you know was all there, and they were all gonna be there. And then like people were there, it was like so many cool things happening. You had like this game, that game,
Yeah.
and then you had this for sale, and then you had your. I remember watching because we were just checking it out. It's like, oh, so these are sold out. These are
Yeah.
sold out. These are sold out.
But I was really happy because I think we are one of the first Malaysian, I don't know, local brand that did such thing in like Star Hill.
Yeah. At Star Hill, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Star Hill.
I think it's because like her team, right? People
Mm.
don't just follow the brand, but also them as an individual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like because they post a lot of like things online, right? Like for example, her YouTube, right? She
Yep.
posts a lot of like vlogs. Like sometimes she'll go to work and then she will like vlog.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think when people watch, right, they're like, oh, like a lot of hard work put into it. Then
Yeah.
they want to be a part of like the brand. So
I
that's why, like,
watch
yeah.
it too. I watch your conversations with your husband.
oh shit.
Yeah, even though it's in Chinese, but thank God for subtitles.
Okay lah.
Thank you so much for being so
Yeah.
considerate for subtitling your films. Yeah, you're doing everything. You are building your brand. So what I kind of like jumping into is your brand. Your brand has become from something that you started off as a blog. So like a lot of people have asked me this before. Some of my teammates and so, because we were literally just having this conversation. I can't remember. Was it? I can't remember if I was having this conversation with you guys or not, Shu Faye. But people were like saying, "Oh, why does Jane call herself Jane Chuck?" I'm not sure if you told me this before. I might have gotten the story wrong. Then I go tell them, "Oh, I think it's because." Actually, no, I'm not gonna tell a story. Why don't you tell a story? How did you get the nickname Jane Chuck? I know,
Okay, so
yeah.
I used to have this spot called Chuck Hay, right?
Yeah.
And then it started when I was like 14, and then I had this like really, I think the contact lens that make your people look bigger one.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
lens. And then I wore that to school, and then my friend was like, "Wow, you like the doll, the Chucky doll." Then I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's quite cool." Then I'm like, "Okay, let's just make this like
A
my
name,
blog
ah.
name." Instant regret. No lah. It's like it was fun lah. Back then, you want something cool, right?
Yeah,
and people
yeah.
can like Google
Oh.
your name. It's easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then my K is like my name, my
Yeah,
Chinese
yeah.
name. And then as I grow older, I kind of like I kind of need to ditch that,
Oh.
but I still keep the Chuck.
Yeah.
So at least you still can Google me.
Oh
It's
shit.
easier. Yeah.
Shit.
So my surname is not Chuck.
Yeah. We always thought. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, because that's your brand, and people
Yeah.
always say like, "Oh."
And
that's-
also I like Gossip Girl Chuck Bass.
damn it, man! Then I've been saying it wrong. 'Cause,
Why? What? This is how rumor come.
Wait, what you be saying what?
Oh, I said that. Oh, I think I remember Jay once told me that when she was young, she looks like Chucky the doll.
Okay, somehow similar. I still look like Chucky this doll
Like-
when I was like in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what my friends.
Yeah, but like I sell the fact that Chucky the horror film, the doll.
Yeah.
And then they all they Google the picture. Where in name's hell does she even look this close to the doll? Then they were like, oh. Then I was like, oh, maybe when she was younger, she's like an ugly duckling. How
I was.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
we clear the air over
Yeah.
here. But now it has become a brand name. So, like for you, obviously, what started off as you thought of it being cool has now become a household name, and you have obviously built like a fan base and a cult following that loves all of your products and customers. That means now from your follower base become fan base, become your people who follow your stuff becomes your customer base.
I'm more like a community, I would say.
Yeah, community.
Yeah.
How does one decide to what goes behind building such a successful brand such as what you have done?
A lot. I want to say A to Z. I need to I need to sell this seminar. No, just kidding. Just basically, I think the intention of the brand is very clear.
Okay.
That we always wanted to be something creative. But of course, business is still a business. We still need to make money to sustain the business. But we didn't have everything planned out right away.
Okay.
We learned along the way.
I see.
So when it comes to I feel like we just have to be very realistic on what we looking at the brand. So in order, I wouldn't say like my brand is the most successful.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can be successful in different
But
ways. It's just,
in your standards, do you
Mhm.
think your brand has kind of reached some sort of level of success?
I would say yes,
Mhm.
as an inspiration to other brands, other local brands out there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely yes lah. Because a lot of people, I think back then when you want to buy local products, you're like, not sure.
Yeah.
And I think Chucks kind of make people change a bit
Mm-hmm.
with their mentality of buying local skincare products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like that because Malaysians has always been very heavily influenced abroad.
Mm.
Like if you want to buy anything, you have to kind of buy something of the Western culture
Yeah.
or abroad made, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or appear in Hollywood commercials or used by
Yeah.
celebrities.
Yeah.
But thing is also is skincare, right? So
Mm.
obviously people will come out with reviews and stuff lah. And I think it's
Mm.
very important that the product is good also. And like
Yeah.
I've read like reviews on the products and all is like good. Yeah, especially the sunscreen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my sunscreen is also like the best selling one, which
Yeah.
was also got like a lot of bad reviews also when we just started.
Mm-hmm.
So there is also a part of people like they don't understand like, oh, why would you want to buy like an influencer skincare product?
Yeah.
You know, there's always
Yeah.
Yes.
people like that. But for me, it's like I wouldn't like, I couldn't be the one keep explaining my own brand to
Right.
you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, it's okay. There's a lot of brands out there.
Mm.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say like my products is the best because everyone's skin is different.
Yeah.
You know,
you
sometimes
just have to
react
try
differently.
and use different products.
Right.
But definitely, I would say my products it says by itself lah. So you
Yeah.
can see reviews and everything. We have really good products. But when it comes to like people who don't understand like why would you want to buy influencer product,
Mm.
it's very hard because if you are spending your money like overseas, like you're buying overseas brands,
Yeah.
you're literally funding the creative out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for me, it's like I'm supporting my own local industry.
Yeah.
It's way more than just building like a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, it's funny that you mentioned about how people comment like, oh, why would you want to buy like an
Yeah.
influencer product, stuff like that. So you obviously classify yourself as a social media influencer,
Yeah.
like how I do
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. I remember we had this conversation at one point in time where there was this stigma against social media
Yeah.
influencers, and did that at any one point make you, because like there were a lot of people out there, right? It's like that one lah. Some people,
Yeah.
right, when they want to be something that's popular, and suddenly when people throw so much shit on it, right, they be like, oh, I don't want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
So was there at any one point where you say like, oh, you know what, I don't want to be called like a social media influencer anymore. I want to like be differentiated, or do you just?
No, I'm fine. I'm very fine because I mean like this one, I think being a social media influencer kind of bring me a lot like perks
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't say like because obviously there's also like social media influencer that spoil market and all
Yeah,
and
yeah.
don't do good stuff but I wouldn't say like they are the majority lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
So I wouldn't say like I'll be ashamed people calling me like a social media influencer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of the social media influencer industry? How has it changed from? Can I say? Is correct to say like bloggers are also social media influencers?
Yeah,
in a
they
way?
are.
Yeah.
They
They
are.
are, they
Yeah.
are. How do you think the industry has changed from back then until today? Is it like really, really harder now, or is it a lot easier right now to be a social media influencer?
I think it's easier to become an social media influencer, but it's harder to stand out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely easy. You have a platform, you can definitely be one if you want to.
But how does one
Yeah.
term oneself to be a social media influencer? Though, like how many followers? Haha! You have crossed that threshold. I mean,
Yeah.
in your standards, what do you think is kind of worthy enough to be termed as a social media influencer?
I wouldn't see from numbers lah,
Okay,
but also you have your niche market,
right.
so I think you have to be very clear lor. I wouldn't say like I don't know how to label yourself as like a social media influencer. I don't really know how to do that.
Actually,
yeah.
it's safe to say that both
Yeah.
you and I, when we were in this industry,
Yeah.
we never once came out to the public and said, "Hi, I'm a social
yeah,
media."
yeah, we never.
The agencies have always been the one to term up this
Yeah,
Yeah,
term.
yeah.
Before social media influencer is called KOL. Key.
It's still
No,
KOL,
no,
right?
no.
It is.
No,
It is.
I feel
It
like
was
KOL
blogger
came
first.
Yeah, I think KOL came later.
No,
I
it's
think
blogger.
influencer was first though.
No. Actually, I think blogger has always been there, but KOL came first.
Really,
KOL
meh?
first.
Yeah. So KOL at one point in time, right? It also included the celebrities because I was doing an event, and I was hosting an event, or I was making an appearance for an event, and I saw a list there, and on that list it was me, Serena C, Blink, I think Blink, and like very notable people in the music industry and the entertainment industry. Like, I was the only one fella who was from YouTube, you know what I mean? And it was just all lumped all in one category, KOL.
No, but I feel like KOL, this term, right, is mostly used in business terms. But like for people in general, right, like the normal audience, we don't call it KOL.
Yeah,
we just
influencer.
say influencer.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, influencer became the more mass market general term. Yeah, and then came the whole spiral of people being really, really like, shitting on influencers because like, oh, look at these people, I work so
just
hard
post pictures
for a basic salary, but these guys just post one post and they earn my basic salary.
actually not like that.
Yeah,
Right?
I think previously it was because like the era was more like just pictures, right? So they feel like, oh, why you take picture then can earn so much money. But now it's like a lot of video content, so it's more effort. I feel like people don't really have that kind of misconception anymore compared to
it's
previously.
Both ways, like you don't just chin-chai post one picture, then people pay for you, right?
Yeah, lor.
You need to build your following from from ages or like for months before you can actually get your first job.
Correct.
People don't see that. People just see like, oh, you post pictures and then you get paid.
Yeah,
Some people don't even get paid. They get like free shampoo.
Yeah, last time they don't even pay, dude. They just like, oh, you want to give for free, then you just do a post lah.
Yeah.
I remember some people don't even get paid. There'll be some idiot who tries to run away without paying us.
Oh my god!
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, I know about that.
Oh my god! I almost forgot about it.
Yeah. So like, okay, we could spill a bit of tea, but we won't kind of disclose who. So I think I've known Jane already for quite a while in the industry, but I think we were engaged by one restaurant who was asking Josephine at the time, who was under our management, and Jane, and then your bunch of friends to kind of promote a certain restaurant, and then they refused to pay. And then I was like, what the hell? I was like, why? And then like me being like running a company, obviously have to chase payment lah, right? Because you represent your brand. Then when I found out all of them did not did not get paid. I was like, what the hell? So I remember we called up this guy who refused to pay us and asked him, why are you not paying us? And a stupid idiot came up and was like, oh, you guys have broke the rules of the what FTC protocol lah. You did not put sponsored posts on your Instagram. That's why you have breached the contract. That's why I'm in every right to not pay you. And back then, I still remember social media influencers right, always gonna bully like shit one.
Yeah.
It's like the minute you do for a brand and the brand don't pay you right, there's like we're just like silenced. We're like,
we were like, okay.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do. And then it's always, even though like Jane was such a huge personality, right? Like I don't think she's gonna risk trying to like publicly shame, or because at the end of the day, every business we will automatically assume that they have the upper hand because they have the lawyers or money or financials to kind of kill you down, right? So we all pakat together, hired a lawyer, and we managed for the first time. I'm actually really proud because it was with my lawyer, and I wanted to prove a point that social media influencers was indeed a legit industry and should be taken seriously. Because there were a lot of people, I think you have also gotten your fair share of clients not paying. And, saying that, oh, you this, that, giving you lots of excuses. So we won the case because by the terminologies of law, whatever we did is marketing and advertising. And there is an exchange and a contract. So I was really, actually, to be honest, although the lawyer fees came out of our own pocket, but the guy paid us back in full. And obviously I think we were already expecting to lose the money 100%. So whatever we could recover from that idiot, we used it towards our legal fees. And then I'm not sure, for me, after that, that's where I realized that, wow, social media industry business, right, is actually a legit business and it can go damn big. And ever since then, it has become a multi-billion-dollar industry, not just in Malaysia, but also the whole entire world.
I remember listening to this story in the old office.
Yeah.
Because I came in, you're like talking about lawsuit. I'm like, huh? So that time I just joined, right? So I'm like, huh? I like very, like, I small, I don't understand anything. Then he like, oh yeah, we're suing this guy. I still remember.
I almost forget about this. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
this
it was you, me. Was it Brian as well? Oh, I was Daphne
and
Kitty. Yeah.
I forgot already.
I was so afraid, to be honest. I was damn afraid, man, at the point of time. Not that guy, but with you guys. I was like, man, I told Michelle, if I fuck this up,
We're going down.
yeah, I'm fucking going down, and these people are gonna hate me forever. It's like, I was like, every night I was like talking about,
Yeah.
like, you better make sure we win this. We didn't make sure. I remember the judgment from the court was we didn't even have to have a trial. The judge looked at the case, right? He was like, what the hell is the waste of my time, man? Pay these fellas. Yeah.
Hey, but actually, I have a question. Cause like for a bit of context, when I started with them, right?
Yep.
I was doing like
Them is who? Us lah.
you
So
lah, JTB,
when
right?
Shu Faye started with our company, yeah.
Yeah, so when I first started, before I started, I was doing like social media posts here and there, right?
Yep.
So I didn't know like the market rate and stuff. So sometimes I would like take products for free or like just maybe like $50, $100, that kind of thing. And then when I joined you guys, I remember Michelle asking me, how do you charge for your posts?
Yep.
So I told her, she's like, huh? So little ah? And I'm just like, I don't even know how to charge. And she's like, oh, it's okay, we'll help you. But like for you, because you've always been like yourself, you don't have like
Independent.
you don't have like an agency to help you, right? So at the time, how did you like set the rates that you
Actually,
feel
I had like an agency back then.
Oh, okay.
So I was under like my blogging. I was under
okay,
an
okay.
agency,
Yeah.
so I don't do myself.
Oh, so they set the rate for you lah.
Yeah, they set the rate. They kind of
Oh.
set the rate. They kind of like tell you, oh, this is the rate. Do you want to do it?
But I bet
okay.
the rate at the time was crap, right?
Yeah, actually, it's quite good.
Quite good, ah.
Quite good. And slowly, like eventually, it's quite good.
Hey, you don't mind sharing how good is good? Tell her we got 5 figures or not.
No lah. I mean, like you per post.
A couple of
Yeah,
thousand, a couple of thousand bucks.
few thousand bucks is a lot lah.
Okay.
And then I just like 17, just started. Then
Yeah.
$300, and then slowly you see money coming in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then you slowly getting like bigger deals besides like just one post.
Okay.
No, we did like we did like the car one.
Oh yeah, the Ford one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was quite a big deal for me also, I feel.
Yeah, it was a big deal
Yeah.
for me. I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
yes,
whoa.
I remember so vividly. I
Yeah.
was like, hey, I remember
And Taylor's was
yeah,
in Taylor's uni.
it was a
one.
billboard.
That's a very big billboard.
Both of us were on
Yeah.
a couple of billboards.
I remember.
Oh, you do?
I was studying there, dude. I remember.
Yeah, that was quite a big thing lah
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. It was a big deal for me too.
Yeah, so these things like I think I can never do it myself.
Right.
Yeah. And then slowly I have a manager during that time, transition time, after
Mm-hmm.
I'm out from the agency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were out of the agency, like, did you take the agency away? Do you think that you knew how to value your self-worth in terms of your reach at that point in time? Because I think
At the point I don't know.
oh, okay.
I really don't know.
Then how did you finally kind of come to a point? I mean, I know I work with you, but the
Yeah.
thing is, everybody has a price.
Yeah.
And the other person who's investing in that person in order to promote product,
Yeah.
it's either you agree or you don't agree.
Yeah.
So how did you come up to a point where, okay, this is my self-worth, this is my value, and how do you justify that? Because a lot of people,
Yeah.
when they get into this industry, some people might work their way up to build a big following.
Yeah.
Some people will build a big following overnight because of a viral video.
Yeah.
So how did you basically justify what you charge, or how did you get there?
Because mine, right? I don't think mine is like a viral thing. People slowly just follow me.
Yes.
Since very long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think back then my manager was working in an agency. She kind of know like
Oh.
what is the rate lah. So she
Okay.
kind of like tell me like, oh, this is like the rate you should charge.
Right.
And then slowly I just like, kind of gauge how it goes.
Yeah. Because, a lot of people will always say this, like if they want to engage Jane and they all go to your profile and they see your numbers with such high followings, the automatic thinking is like, isn't confirm expensive one now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is expensive.
Yeah.
Then for me, like I my way is like I also like if I work with your brand, I don't go like work with the same brands
Mhm.
for other brands also,
Right.
So for me, I have like I also pick my brands to work with.
Right.
Mm.
And obviously you pick the brands that you kind of think that fits your
yeah,
persona.
yeah. And for me, I also don't want you to waste your money also lah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you work, I remember you work more with a lot of fashion brands because you were the envy of a lot of friends that I know who are in the influence, I would say a lot of, friends in the influencer industry, they always be asking me like, hey, how can I do brand collaborations like how Jane does it, like, with LV, Gucci and stuff like that. Then I'm like, in my mind, I was like thinking, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I wonder if I could ever work with Gucci or LV. And I'm like, nah, I can't, because I don't dress that way. Number one, how do you get actually like how do you work with big brands like that? I mean, do they just one day show up at your doorstep, or it's a process of you trying to work hard to get there?
I think it's I don't know. I kind of manifest this. I don't know.
I think it's a style.
Yeah, also my style because
Yeah.
I was like more like the fashion kind of side.
Correct.
And I think during my time, not a lot of people does like fashion stuff.
No.
Maybe they do, but they don't really blog about it. They don't do a lot of posting.
Actually,
about
no, not a lot.
it. Not a lot.
The
lah, I
person,
think.
the one every
Yeah.
time when it's fashion is Jane.
No,
Yeah.
but I think her fashion is really like high fashion, even if like it's not like branded.
Yeah,
but the
yeah,
way
yeah.
she style it like looks very high fashion.
It was like
Yeah.
every time when I started the agency, every time the client said, "Oh, we want someone fashionista," I was like, Jane.
Yeah, so I think back then was like
Mm.
I also don't think branded since I couldn't afford it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then slowly when I start working with big brands, I'm like, wow, is
Oh.
this like real?
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah, you've worked with like LV.
yeah.
You work with photo shoots for their covers. Like, what the heck? I go to pavilion and then I see you with Coach.
That
I'm
was
like,
Coach. Yeah,
I was like, God dang it! I was like, hey,
Yeah.
that's my friend. That's my friend. I was walking with my friend. Hey, that's my friend. I know her. He's like, yeah, no, yeah, no. I'm like, yeah, I do. I yeah. So that's kind of cool, Coach.
it's very cool. Like think back, I was like, oh, okay. When I was like 17, I always loved fashion,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously I didn't really want to do like a. I used to want to be a fashion designer until I'm like seeing like, okay, it's really hard work,
Right.
and I don't really have the patience.
What about modeling? Have you ever?
I always wanted to do modeling when I was 17. I did like some shoots and stuff. I was everywhere lah, you know. When
Yeah.
you're 17, you don't know what to do.
What I really
Yeah.
admired about your career in terms of modeling was you didn't have to rely on very scantily dressed and show a lot of skin in order to really showcase that fashion statement. You know what I mean? Like sometimes in the industry, right? The girls tend to always wear bikinis or like show a lot of skin.
Yeah.
When it comes to fashion, but it was your style. You know, it was like so unique.
No lah, I don't have the asset lah.
Oh, no.
So what to do? I also want to show skin one, but nothing to show. So maybe no lah, just wear lor.
No, I mean it's like
I always into fashion lah. So I
Yeah.
like styling.
yeah.
I always like styling clothes.
Yeah, so like every time I remember keep telling this to Michelle. I was like, oh, look at her, man. The way she mixes and matches everything, it's just so cool. Because sometimes people tend to think that, oh, yeah, you're a model, right? You have to kind of dress a certain way, or you are supposed to look a certain way, or you're supposed to be a certain form of body form, like skinny and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But you, it's more like, no, I'm me. And
Yeah.
like, I don't. Yeah, I'm me. I dress how I think I should look.
Yeah.
So like when you work with all these brands, right? Do you have a say on how you think you should dress, or they be like, oh, I want you.
No,
to
usually they have like guidelines also lah.
I see.
It depends on shoots also, because we have like producer, we have like creative director to deal with. So we usually just like, show. I'm like, okay, I'm wearing LV. Why am I complaining? Just wear lah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's still quite crazy to know that I work with so many brands.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
those are some of the perks that you get when you are doing this social media
Yeah.
industry. What are some of the downfalls that kind of sticks in the back of your head and reminds you that okay, with all the greats, there are some bads as well.
I always look at the great side. So the best side is probably like time managing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because now I wear a lot of hats, and then I have to be very clear with my time and how I invest my time in. Yeah. That's the downside for me lah.
Oh.
Yeah, I wish I have more time.
You get more time. Oh, you-
No, but I think one thing also, right, throughout her whole career, I feel like there's no drama. Like she very like
No, I'm very
yeah.
chill one. I'm
yeah,
very,
like
very
she damn
chill.
chill.
yeah.
Yeah.
You go Singapore, I'll confirm
No,
drama
I,
talk.
no, I go Singapore. I don't think anyone want to be in the drama because I don't even know what.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to engage in the drama.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
you walk away from the
Yeah,
drama.
it's like she's always in her own zone. There's no like
Yeah.
drama.
Oh yeah, actually
revolving
no, there's
around
not
her.
one single drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not really.
Yeah, it's like she's always the person who's you're always there for some like.
I'm
for
just
some-
there, guys.
Yeah, she's there. She's doing something different, and we're like, oh wow, it's cool. I have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for you, dude. And now you're dominating the YouTube scene with your.
Okay lah.
Yeah, I see okay, so I see some of your conversations that you have with your friends and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and some of the topics are actually quite like it's
A lot
not what
about-
people talk about.
Yeah.
Uh,
Actually, it is what people talk about. It's just that
not
it's
in
not
the open.
online.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
online. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
online. Like you talk about sex, you talk about friendships, you talk
Yeah.
about gossip, you talk about betrayal, everything.
Yeah.
It's like how do people respond to that? Now,
It's actually a challenge for me because, as you know, I'm like an introvert. I'm not really good at words. I'm really good with photos and stuff.
yeah, because
But
I
when it
remember,
comes like words, right,
Mhm.
and talking to people, communicating with people, is one of the toughest for me.
yeah,
So I kind of like grow lah when I started, YouTube. I told you about it, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
YouTube, I really don't know what to say.
Mm-mm.
So slowly train, I kind of train
Yeah,
myself
yeah.
to talk more. So yeah, when I have this show in mind, I was like saying, is this gonna go well? Because I'm not very confident in myself,
Right.
to lead the show, but it turned out pretty okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like, you know how, like, for me, it's like my YouTube is dying, and then suddenly you see Jade. I was like, wow, this one want to conquer everything, you know.
No, just like because I always talk to my friends like this, so we
Yeah.
always have this conversation. And I was telling them, wow, if you put this online, right, it's quite good, like people. It's quite interesting, the
Yeah,
things
it
that we
is.
talk about, and it's not something that we wanted to be as unfiltered as it can
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, that's the thing though, because everybody tend to always think that, oh, I just go unfiltered online, show people watch one.
Yeah.
That's a difference
Yeah,
of being unfiltered and actually being unfiltered naturally. Because
yeah.
when I just clicked on one of your episodes, it felt like I was a part of that conversation,
Mm-mm.
and I'll be like, oh, these people. Then it got in my mind. I'm like, oh, actually, these guys are actually so approachable.
Yeah, a lot of people thought like we were quite serious,
Yeah,
and
Yeah, it's like right,
We're
you can't sit with us. You're not our friends.
No, we were basic one. We okay also, like whatever was okay.
Yeah, and then when I met Jane for the first time, I was like, oh, okay, she's very nice. I always thought that, like, no, you can't hang out with us. We are the Form 5 students
lah.
that sit in the canteen table there that
Nah.
you cannot conquer.
No,
No, they're just very
never.
chill.
The,
Yeah.
the first time I asked her to act in the video, right, she said, "Hey, sure, I cannot act one. I cannot talk. I don't talk one. Have you ever seen me talk?" I said, don't worry. Come on. And then she introduced us to
Yeah.
I think was Daphne, Nana, and stuff like that, and your whole group of
Yeah.
friends. And how is it like, growing in this industry with
Mm.
a whole bunch of friends?
I'm very happy. Just like my friends, I can see them grow also,
Mhm.
and we all grow together. It's a very happy thing.
Did-
Yeah, some people think like influencer, oh, you guys like should got drama in between, and we're very cool.
Yeah.
We want everyone to like since the industry is just like that. Of course, you want your friends to be flourish together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because a lot of people, don't you think so? Some influencers these days, okay, no, I won't say some lah. Do you think that sometimes people would think that, hey, if I grow big, I want to grow big alone because I want to conquer everything?
No lah.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely there's people who thinks that way, but it depends on it's hard work, right?
Yeah.
You cannot force
Yeah.
them to not work hard, and if you're a friend, you support them to work harder if they want to work towards that goal.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? I mean, like, you've already conquered fashion. You've conquered your business. You're an entrepreneur.
She was a DJ at one
Yeah.
point.
Oh yeah.
I was just doing everything
Oh my God, I'm like
at
a
one
biggest
point.
fan. I like know everything.
No, because for me, right, I'm very curious. I just want to try different things,
Right.
and usually I don't know how it's gonna turn out.
Okay.
But for me, I just want to be like happy and just want to like not waste my time and just try different things. I never know like what will happen. Like I try skincare, and say, oh, okay, it actually works.
Right.
And it's like a real business now, and I have to like be responsible with a lot of things.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
your. Is it a restaurant like the Pao one?
Yeah.
Oh,
So that
yeah.
failed. I always like F&B, and I still have like a matcha cafe.
Yes.
Um,
Is that the one in
Gasket Alley and
Ah.
Mont Kiara.
you did one too in what's that place called already? Crap in Damansara. Tamantun. Uptown.
That one was random food store.
Okay.
So that one I opened it when I was 27 or 25. I don't remember. So that was my second cafe. The first one
Okay.
was in Subang.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah. I remember.
So I was always curious. I always loved food,
Uh-huh.
and it's always been my passion,
Mhm.
but it's not the most money making one. So I've been keep trying, like just trying.
You know why? Because
Yeah.
you need Michelin star ma.
No, like it doesn't matter. It's just different. It's a different realm of business.
Oh, that's right. You
Yeah.
did F&B too. Damn it. I
Yeah.
totally forgot about that.
See.
Wow, not bad. I went the random food store was where you serve all the different type
Yeah.
of baos. Yeah.
That was a very creative idea, but for me, like realistically, people don't eat baos in
Okay.
general. So I'm like, okay.
Cool, what, Chinese people eat bao.
But I remember
like,
that
you
time the
wouldn't eat
line.
as- yeah.
The line very long at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to go, but so
But it's a
many
hype thing, lah.
people.
It was a
Yeah,
hype
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Oh.
And then I say like it's just very hard. It's just very different market.
So like you
Mm.
did the one store in Subang and you said it failed.
Mm.
So obviously, like, in your entire career, you have had your wins, but you have had your losses as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's that one key lesson that you've learned when it comes to like, like failing?
I think every successful people that you see, they definitely fail a lot of times,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fine. Yeah.
As
Don't
long as you
don't be
try.
afraid of failing.
Did you
It's very normal.
when you failed,
Yeah.
when that business failed, did you like sit down and like maybe like and sit in the corner and cry, oh damn it, I should have invested in this?
No, I wouldn't. I enjoy the process
Oh,
of building a brand.
okay.
So even though it failed, I
At least you
lost money.
try.
At least I try. At least I
Yeah.
know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like I just thinking,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember when she bought her first Mercedes car, and I was like, damn it, I want one.
I sold it already.
Dang it. So how many more industries are you gonna conquer before you finally become a mom?
I'm actually planning. You know, I'm actually like really open to like becoming a mom, and
Yeah.
we're trying. Like we've been trying.
Every time
Yeah.
I tell Michelle, it's a running joke between me and Michelle's like, oh man, I wonder what their kids will look like because her husband's so handsome. Han Pin Ma.
I don't know.
When I first-
I thought my kid turned ugly. I don't know how. You want just make it fat.
It's like them. Well, I remember when I first saw his picture, because I think you were pretty you were pretty private.
Private.
I wouldn't say that you are don't want to tell anyone. You were just private. If he's there, he's there.
Yeah.
But I think it came one point in time where you made it really, really public, and then all of a sudden he was a part of your shoots, and he became more outspoken. You see, I follow until like that, and I this is what I feel.
Yeah.
He became more outspoken. He became more confident. He became more very open with saying what he feels.
Yeah.
Because back then it was just like silence.
Yeah.
He don't really. He's still like. It depends. Like, cause when I was dating, he wasn't. He just got back and then he studied, and he runs like a family business.
How did you meet him?
Through a friend.
Okay.
So we didn't like instantly went out on a date. We kind of know each other, and then he has a girlfriend, and then I has like a boyfriend. And after he went to study and then come back, and then we kind of reconnected.
Yep.
And then we didn't really like have anything. We just like went out makan, and then
And that
it turned out like that.
Oh
Eh,
really?
but
So,
how long was the relationship until you announced it? And not announced, like publicly show
To
him?
be honest, we don't know when we actually
Yeah,
become
then-
girlfriends
yeah.
and boyfriends. So we dated like almost like a year.
Oh.
Ish.
Okay.
Yeah, we went
Yeah.
out and dated.
Yeah, I kind of knew he
Yeah.
was there because like all my
Yeah.
because
We were in, like in a situationship for like a year, and after that,
because all my guy friends are like, hey, you know Jane, right? Hey, she got boyfriend, yeah. Then I'm like, what are you asking me? Are you thinking that you have a chance? It's always a talking thing among my
Yeah.
guy friends, yeah. But man, he's so handsome, man. What the hell? You got
I'm so very pretty. Okay.
I don't normally I would have this conversation and talk to Michelle. I would say, oh yeah, Jane's very pretty, very hot. But I keep saying like, walao, why Jane's husband so handsome one? There will be one shot where he's like topless and you see his six packs and
Hey, no joke I have this guy friend, right? Cause Hanpin he spins, right?
Yeah.
So my friend, he's guy, but he's not gay. He's like totally straight. But he'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to Hanpin spin class. Cause every time I look at him, right, wow, he's so handsome.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, like
That's
it's
nice.
a guy, dude.
But he has a lot of guy followers.
yeah.
And also like gay followers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But my guy's my friend's straight, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
I-
he still does that.
Well,
Well,
That's
I'm
good.
married with 2 kids and I kind of like, wow, quite nice. Wow, them nice. Them cool. Then like, okay, what would it like? Sometimes I joke with Michelle, what would it take for me to get his body? And Michelle starts laughing.
You need determination.
You can.
and
Everyone can
consistency.
be that.
No, I cannot.
Yeah.
If you have kids, like have you thought, would you want a girl first or a boy first?
I always wanted a girl,
Okay,
but he's like a very Chinese.
same.
So he
I'm-
like want a boy.
all right,
Then I'm like, okay, I'm fine with anything.
all right. Same. I was also Chinese.
Yeah.
I was so not. I won't say narrow lah, but like Michelle was like saying, the first one was a girl, right, Kazel.
Yeah.
And then when Michelle was pregnant for the second time, I wanted a boy so bad, and and then she kept asking, "Why you want a boy so much?" And it's just the most China answer. Yeah lah, I want someone to live on my name, my legacy.
Yeah.
It's like,
Aiyo.
why can't your daughters bring that? Because the daughter's name will be replaced by the husband she marries. I was like, oh.
But I think naturally
just
girls will
name.
want a girl first because
Oh.
they want to dress the girl
Yeah,
and stuff, right?
because I like all baby clothes, so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah,
And then boys is like, you can only give them like t-shirts.
You know? Then now got like all the baby Nike all so
Yeah.
cute leh.
yeah. I remember. I still have those pair Adidas that you gave me for Kazel, and now my youngest one is wearing them. So gonna wear them.
Good.
So I can only assume that once like you have kids, she'll be doing baby clothing, and that is her next venture.
I don't mind because it's like so cute.
Baby chucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Jane, I know you're a very busy person, but I'd like to thank you for really taking time and coming on this show, chit chatting,
Thank you.
catching. Like for me, I think I use the podcast to catch up with people I've not spoken to in a long time. I haven't spoken to her in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to like, catch up a bit.
Yeah, and I really admire what you do because like it's damn cool lah. Your commercials, like man, it's like your office is
Appreciate
like
it.
so colorful.
Okay lah, next time come.
Yes.
Can come and check it out.
Exactly. Jane, before we
Yeah.
go, I mean, like, you want to say anything to anyone listening on in, if they want to basically go on the same path of you being a social media influencer or an entrepreneur?
Follow me on Instagram.
What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?
Jane Chuck.
Jane Chuck. That's
Yeah.
right. Just go look for her. You just basically Google, so you'll find. But I can say that I'm only excited for what's ahead of you, what ahead of your career, because like I feel like you're just only getting started lah.
Yeah, I feel so too.
Yeah. So young, so successful.
Okay.
Should you have anything else to add or not? Since
No.
you say you're a very big fan, you want to say anything?
I love you.
Love you too.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you so
So
much for
cute.
tuning in. And of course, if you guys want to listen to us on Apple Podcasts and on Google Podcasts, you can do so. Download the app, or you can actually stream us on Spotify. You can also follow us on our socials. It is at Mamak Sessions. Go check out some videos over there. Quite okay lah. And of course, go check out all of Jane's products and all, skincare. I think I might buy some masks for myself because I need some pampering.
Remember the clothing line too.
Clothing line too.
A
yeah.
lot of things.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you so much, guys. We'll speak
Thank
to you guys
you.
next time.